I would class this as an even better replacement to Rings. Now Ring, as everyone knows, it requires a subscription. With Reolink, you don't need a subscription. The product which people ask me for is a replacement for the Ring Floodlight camera. Now, what I have here is the Reolink. So I would class this as an even better replacement to Rings. Now Ring, as everyone knows, it requires a subscription. With Reolink, you don't need a subscription, and you can do recording locally onto the unit utilizing a microSD card, or there are other multiple ways of taking recordings off it, which I'll go through later on. So what I've got here is the Reolink. It's the Floodlight series. Key features with this camera, which would far superior than quite a number of other floodlight cameras I've seen on the market, is this has 180-degree panoramic, so it's a wide angle image. Let me get the unit out of the box and show you. So the unit itself, it's nice, small and compact. And here's where you see we've got two cameras. So what happens, it's got two cameras, but automatically stitches the image together to give you a wide 180-degree panoramic view. Now, underneath the unit here, where we can populate it with the microSD card, and it's mains powered, and we've got two floodlights which could, depending on how you wanted to set them, they can be adjusted, and also the camera can be adjusted as well depending on setting that you are installing it to. So what I'll do, I'm going to populate this onto the board, give power to it, and then I'm going to go through the setup process of how you set it up, and then also the key features with the unit. I've mounted the unit onto the board, powered it up, and now in multiple languages it's telling you to download the Reolink app and scan the QR code. Pretty much like majority of other consumer products now, you scan the QR code on the unit. So I've downloaded the app, I'll click add new device, and then let me scan the QR code. So that's already scanned. Allow Reolink to find devices. Now, the beauty about this device, it's actually dual band, so it can use either 2.4 gigahertz or 5 gigahertz. Many of you might know that the newer broadband routers that come, they're actually dual band to allow you to have different products at different frequencies. So this unit allows to work on both 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. It doesn't come with a default password, so you have to create your own password. So I'm just gonna input a password on here, and within a matter of minutes, I've got the unit set up on here now. So if I was to open up the floodlight camera, I've now got the unit connected, but I've not peeled off the protective plastic. So I'll just peel off the protective plastic. So now I have a full 180-degree wide angle image, and I can see in part of it is where the middle, where it stitches it. I can see where that is, but apart from that, it's giving me a full 180-degree wide angle image. Now, it has got two-way audio, so if I was to activate the microphone, enable talking, so now when I'm talking, we've got those, I'll turn that off because it's a bit too loud. It's got an alarm feature in there, so you can trigger it, you can have that set up as automatic. So if I was to trigger the audio alarm, so let's see how bright the lights actually are. So let me just activate. Whoa, that's bright, and I think you can adjust them, but let me just switch that. So if I was to go to the light settings, they are adjustable. So let me just turn it on again, and then let's go into, so that's not set at full brightness yet. So if I take it to the full brightness, that's now the full brightness, and I can adjust it. So if I wanted to come down a lot less, and it also has another feature where I can adjust the color temperature. So I can go from cool white all the way up to warm white, which is the more yellowy light. So some people may prefer the traditional yellow light, or some people prefer it with the cool white light. So the unit itself has got a lot more features that you tend to see on some of the other consumer products. For example, we've got the standard push notifications, we've got email alerts. So I've not seen that on some of the other consumer brands, so let's Ring or EasyViz or Eufy, where it will send you an email alert. You've got your push notifications, which is standard, so you can come up even as a critical alarm on here. We've also got FTP. Now, FTP is file transfer protocol, so you can have the images sent across to a FTP server. server, which I thought was quite good actually. And you've got the option of having time-lapse recording from the unit as well. So let's say you wanted to add it up onto maybe a construction site or building site, or you're doing your own build and you wanted to see the progress over a certain number of days, you can set it onto time-lapse recording too. So as well as just having your standard motion detection, it's got a bit more AI detection in there as well. So we've got person, animal, vehicle, and we've also got a perimeter detection. So one of the key things that I haven't mentioned yet is what resolution this has. So this is an 8 megapixel, so it's actually 4K resolution. Again, 180-degree panoramic image. So let's go through some of the features that we've got on the Reolink Floodlight camera. So we've got 3000 lumen, so that's the brightness, and they are adjustable of the floodlights themselves. So we can go from a cool to a warm color, and also the brightness can be adjusted too. We've got it on the dual band, so we can utilize on either 2.4 or 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. We've got multiple alarm options on there, so it can have detection, person detection, animal, vehicle, and also a perimeter detection. And you can set how you want to have the unit, whether you want to have audible siren go off or flashing lights. There's multiple options on there. And the most importantly is the recording. So there's multiple options for recording. You can either have microSD card, you can connect it up to one of Reolink's NVRs, you can have a NAS box, or if you wanted to, you can pay to have cloud recording, but that's an optional extra. Don't need to do that. You can basically populate it with an SD card, so it's got recording locally at the unit. The other feature that I forgot to mention, it actually comes with a 64 gigabyte microSD card, so you don't have to go out and purchase one. You've actually got recording out of the box with the unit, which I thought was quite good, because I don't think I've seen many units like this that actually come pre-supplied with a microSD card. This unit, Reolink, comes with one. Two-way audio, so we can listen and we can talk back, and it also works with Google Home as well. So that is the Reolink Floodlight Series F751W 180-degree panoramic 4K floodlight camera.